Headlines for the week. Pakistan-India peace process under attack, and we were so close this time. And President Bush has regrets about his presidency. Gee, I wonder what those could be. Also, I talked to Zafar Hilali about the Pak-India relationship. Maybe he can tell me why it's so similar to all my past relationships. This is News Weekly, and why can't we all just get along? Welcome to News Weekly for the week ending Monday, the 8th of December 2008. I'm Sami Shah, and over the next half hour, I will explain the news to you in ways that make you wish I hadn't bothered. Now, as always, keep sending your feedbacks to newsweekly@dawnnews.tv. Each episode of News Weekly is also available over at www.youtube.com/newsweekly. Also, in this week, the results of the first News Weekly competition. We asked you to tell us what a summer teen was, and you responded with a zeal and creativity that's frankly kind of disturbing. The winner will be announced later in this episode, so keep watching. Now, if you're watching this episode, it means that Pakistan and India haven't declared war on each other, and thank God for that. We did come close though. On Saturday, Dawn newspaper reported on a hoax phone call that almost triggered nuclear war between us and India. Because of the heightened tension over the Mumbai carnage, some senior members of the presidential staff decided to bypass the standard procedures meant for such occasions and transferred the late evening call to Mr. Zardari. The caller introduced himself as Pranab Mukherjee, directly threatened to take military action if Islamabad failed to immediately act against the supposed perpetrators of the Mumbai killings. Pakistan went into a state of high alert as a result of this. It took the direct intervention of the US and a quick series of investigative calls across the border to clear things up. Now, okay, I just want to say that is absolutely hilarious. I mean, prank phone calls are a riot. No, literally, they're a riot, the kind with property damage and loss of life. Hats off to the prankster for coming up with a joke which has nuclear war as its punchline. The best reaction I've ever managed was causing a mild headache and some nausea. In all seriousness though, prank calls like this are dangerous and have devastating repercussions in the past. The Second World War, for example, was a result of a prank telegram sent to the then peace-loving German Chancellor Adolf Hitler. It read, "Hitler, stop. Your mustache is stupid. Stop. Signed, the rest of Europe. Stop." The attack on Mumbai may have ended, but the battle seems to have shifted since then, with the latest victims being the Pak-India peace process and, well, recent discussion. The Indian media kicked things off, jumping into the blame game with the kind of passion they normally reserve for exposés on Shah Rukh-Amitabh battles. Evidence of Pakistan's involvement, according to Indian media, comes from this Versace-clad terrorist. Remember when terrorist couture was all about the flak jackets? Now these terrorists dress better than I do. Who is he? Well, his name is Ajmal Amir Kamal, or Muhammad Ajmal, or Amir Kasab, or Muhammad Ajmal Amir Iman, or Azam Amir Kasab, or Azam Amir Kasab. Okay, so they aren't sure what his name is. Well, they know where he's from. Well, according to Indian intelligence, he's from Faridkot. Where's Faridkot? In Pakistan. Ooh, sorry, wrong map. That's the Faridkot in India. Of course, the evidence provided through interrogating the captured terrorist is completely reliable, not at all affected by the mass amounts of cocaine and LSD he took, according to reports, to stay awake for 3 nights. One terrorist used the drugs to keep on fighting, despite suffering a life-threatening injury. Even terrorism, it seems, is not safe from performance-enhancing drugs. What is the world coming to? Pakistan, for its part, has offered to help India in its investigations. President Zardari even went so far as to describe Pakistan's willingness to help as unconditional. So are we sending our ISI chief to India like they asked? No. Are we going to hand over the names of the 20 people list they provided? No. What about the revised list of 3 people? No. Okay, so it's unconditional except for a few conditions. Who are the people India asked us to hand over anyway? The list contains 3 names. Dawood Ibrahim, a notorious underworld boss with suspected militant links wanted for allegedly masterminding the 2002 bombings in Mumbai. Maulana Masood Azhar, the head of outlawed Kashmir separatist group Jaish-e-Mohammed, and Tiger Memon, the right-hand man of Dawood Ibrahim and a member of the Thundercats. There seems to be one thing all three men have in common. I'll give you a moment to guess it. Got it yet? No? Alright, take a few more seconds. No? Alright, let me give you a clue. None of them have anything to do with the recent Mumbai attacks. It seems India hasn't really bothered updating its most wanted list since 2002. Now, during all this, there has been a media blitz with Pakistani officials of the highest government rank making reasonable calls for calm dialogue.
And they were in a state of anger, they were in a state of mind which one can't expect that at that time, out of anger, they had said something, but now the dust has settled down.
President Zardari remains hopeful for the peace process with India resuming soon, speaking to CNN's Larry King via video conference in a casual and relaxed setting. He said,
I'm looking forward and I'm hoping that I will be the catalyst that makes India and Pakistan live for peace forever.
Unfortunately, it's a memo that no one sent to nuclear scientist and winner of the award for Mr. Inappropriate 2008-2009, Dr. Samar Mubarakmand. In an interview with the private TV channel, he said, Pakistan is capable of launching nuclear missiles on a short notice of 10 minutes in case India attacks Pakistan. Really? Is this the time to bring that up? You couldn't have waited a little while before saying this? It's like he just hates to see good nukes going to waste. Now, during all this back and forth, US Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice flew to first India and then Pakistan to act as mediator between the two countries. She spent time talking to leaders of both governments and also to members of the press, although apparently the latter still felt kind of left out. Just listen to Indian reporters during her departure. Now, this is actual honest-to-God footage of the reporters trying to get her attention.
Condoleezza Rice, this side, this side. Thank you.
Yes, this side. Condoleezza Rice, क्या बोला? अरे कैमरा पीछे कर लो दोस्त. Hi, Security. Hi, Security. Bye.
Last Tuesday, the government successfully convened the all-parties conference. Prime Minister Gilani summoned the leaders of all our political parties, presumably by projecting the silhouette of a star and crescent onto the night sky, and they each dropped what they were doing and rushed to answer the call. The day saw party leader after party leader arriving at the Prime Minister's house, each in a bigger car than the previous guy. Would it have killed them to carpool? It saves on gas, I mean, it really does. They all put aside the enmity and mutual loathing, sitting together in a room that redefined the meaning of awkward tension. Vague statements of support aside, was the conference worth it? Did everyone decide to get along now? Let's check in with PMLN Chairman Nawaz Sharif.
हम कौमी इश्यूज़ के ऊपर हम पूरी कौम एक है. इसमें किसी को कोई शुबा नहीं होना चाहिए और हम एक हैं.
Well, that sounds pretty promising.
लेकिन इसके साथ साथ मैं ये भी आपको कह दूं कि इस तरीके से गवर्नमेंट ना चलाई जाती, ना चार्टर ऑफ डेमोक्रेसी पे मिसाक जमहूरियत पे अमल हुआ है. गिले भी हैं, डिफरेंसेस भी हैं, इख्तलाफात भी हैं. वो चीफ जस्टिस जिसने पीसीओ में ओथ लिया है और हम ये नाइंसाफ़ी बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकते. मुशर्रफ साहब जो कि पाकिस्तान के सबसे बड़े मुजरम हैं, समझ नहीं आती कि सब कुछ हो क्या रहा है.
Oh well, I hope they all got gift bags to take home at least. And on that note, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back.